Good morning, everybody. I can see loads of you coming on now, which is really, really exciting. I won't lie, I'm always nervous when I do these kind of things, especially when I know all you lovely people are listening in from home, taking some time out of your Friday morning to come in here. I suppose a few of my hints and tips on how to take a new business owner through their first few months of their business. It's such an exciting time. I'm sure you'll be able to remember it yourself when you were brand new. I certainly do. And I think it's really important, isn't it? Because I don't know about you, but we can feel an energy, we can feel a buzz. Things are really, really exciting for us as a business at the moment, with lots of people wanting to get started with us. So, you know, maybe this webinar may come at a right time for you. Maybe you have got people joining your business or want to have that happen in the very near future. And I hope today you'll be able to take away just a few hints and tips on how to help them to have a brilliant start. I can see there's a question and answer, there's a chat box. You're more than welcome to ask questions along the way. And if it's all right with you lot, what I will do is go through at the end and have a look at your questions and see if I can get some of them answered. Yeah, we'll do that rather than doing it part way through. I'll take some questions at the end. So let's get cracking. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Claire Massie, and I've been in the business now for just coming up 6.5 years. I can't believe that. It's gone so quick. I build my business around my 3 children. They're 6, 4 and 2. So if anyone's homeschooling at the moment, I feel your pain, certainly with little ones around. It's really, it's a challenge. But it's still enabled me to build my business pretty much in the nooks and crannies that I have throughout my day, and that's how I built my business over the last 6.5 years as well. And I absolutely love the team building, the recruitment side of this business. So helping someone to have a good start and helping them to feel part of something is really, really important to me. You know, we do lots and lots of hard work to bring these new people in. We know that we speak to lots of people, and for some it's the right time, for some it isn't, for some it will never be. And so when we have somebody new to our team, we need to you know, share their excitement, help them to feel part of not only the Forever community, but also the team environment that you're a part of. So I'm really, really aware that when I was first given this topic, I thought, oh gosh, I kind of have a bit of a system myself, but I'm sure that all the teams within Forever you'll have your own little way of doing things. And so I've picked out some of the things that I think are most important that we all should do, because ultimately people will have their different ways of doing things slightly, but we can't change the business. So I'm sure most of it will be really, really, really similar. So oh my gosh, there's loads of you on. It's making me feel slightly nervous, but I'm sure you'll all be really kind. So let's do this. Let me share my screen. Here we go. Let's get some slides up. I'm hoping it's going to let me. There we go. So how to take a new FBO through their first 90 days. And we know that the reason this 90 days has been suggested, not 100 days or 30 days, is because the first 3 months of someone's business is really, really important. I think there's lots of things that we can do to influence the direction of that new Forever business. And I'm going to touch on various things that we can be doing to help them have a great start. So the minute you've introduced somebody to your business, you have to congratulate yourself, because you are now a leader. You've got somebody in your team who is going to look up to you. Now, for those of you who introduce people into their business consistently, I'm sure that you are already demonstrating these good leader habits and skills and traits. Maybe you're brand new to the business yourself and you've just started introducing people to your team. Such an exciting time for both you and them. I think it's really important to remember that they're going to look to you for everything, not just for what you say, but what you do. And so it's really important to be demonstrating all of the skills and habits and attitudes that we would expect that new team member to be. And I remember I was at a training that I went to, and we were asked to list down all of the traits or characteristics or like personality that we would want our new team member to have. What would your ideal team member be like? And then to ask yourself, is that you? are you that person? It's really, really important to look at yourself. So I think the first thing when you're introducing somebody to your business is to look at you. You know, a good leader, as it says on the screen here, will have clear goals, be a great example, have a clear vision, be good at communicating, expects the best, have high standards. We talk about this all the time, don't we? Having posture, offers support, encouragement, recognition. As we know, it's such a huge part of what we do. It's interesting, needs, be inspiring, have integrity, and the best thing, or the most important thing for me, I think, is to be able to show your team rather than just telling them. I think anybody could, or anyone that has an understanding of the Forever business, we're able to tell somebody what to do. But I think that new team member will be able to see through that. We'll be watching to see that you're doing. And I personally would never ask somebody to do something that I'm not prepared to do myself. Know that new team member will join your team. They'll be really excited. Their box will be on order, and I think it's a great thing to do to have that first business planning meeting booked into your diary and theirs as soon as possible. You know, for some people, I will have this first planning meeting before their box even arrives. I do try and time it for maybe the same day if I can, if their box has arrived. But you know, whenever your diaries sync, I think this first planning session is vital. It really is. You've probably exposed them to maybe a team environment. You may have already sent them out some short training clips to introduce them, and whatever you have in place. This is an opportunity to really sit down with them face to face if we can. I know that's not possible right now, so lots of online, still face to face interaction. And this session is all about them. It's all about them. It's your opportunity to really listen to what they want, because, you know, we can't possibly coach them if we don't know what they want out of this. Are they looking to simply earn a couple of £100 a month to retail some products, or are they looking to go and change completely their work-life balance and replace really exciting full-time career income? Because those two are very different, and what, you know, the path and the speed at which we would be working with them would be very different for those two goals, those two plans. So as an opportunity for you to learn about what they want, so you can understand from a coaching perspective how might be working with them, or how that links to our different, you know, the different digital marketing plan and what's on offer here. But also it really helps that person, because many people haven't ever set any goals before. They haven't sat down and really thought about what they want, you know, and why they want it, which is really important. So I believe these 2 pages are at the beginning of the First Steps to Manager book for a reason. Because I think you may have heard this saying before, you know, I have, this business is 80% mindset and 20% skill. I don't think it takes too long to kind of get to grips with what we have to do here and what the job description is. And I bet if we ask most people in the business who perhaps aren't where they want to be at the moment, it's not through lack of skill, it's through maybe lack of belief or mindset. So I think that if we can really help a brand new person to really get to the bottom and the real reason, and have that emotional connection as to why they've filled out that application form, why they've ordered that box, then we're going to really help them to you know, be aware and be not just temporarily motivated by your support perhaps, but really motivated by what it is and their why, their reason why they started their business. What is it they're prepared to work for? When they've had a really busy day at work and they've come home and they've said they do an hour on their Forever business, what is it that's going to make them need to do that? It's my favourite part of this business, you know. For me as a leader, as a coach, as their mentor, I take this part really, really seriously. I write down all of their goals, what they tell me, their short term, their long term, why it's important. It's an opportunity for me to really get to know them, understand a bit about their family structure, if you like, their daily life. What does their life look like, and how is this business going to fit in to what they're already doing? And having an understanding of why those goals are important to that person will really help you as you go on this journey with them. You know, we promise that we're going to hold people's hands, we're going to coach them, we're going to guide them, and that's exactly what we're going to do. And I'll talk to you in a bit about we're able to do that. And I always say to people, look, if you want to walk with this business and take it a little bit slow, then I'll walk with you. But if you want to run, I'll run. And I have the understanding right from the word go that I'll be matching their effort. you know, I want this to come from them, really. I want the urgency or the motivation to be shared with me, rather than me constantly checking in with someone. I kind of make it very clear that it's their business. They don't want me as a boss. They've started this because they want that to be their own boss, and so it has to be kind of led by them, if that makes sense. So from the first planning meeting then, we'll also set some objectives. That understanding and having a real clear, some really clear goals in place helps us to do that. What is it they're going to need to do moving forward from this first planning meeting? Are they just simply going to be retailing some products and needing to help us to start helping them to establish a customer base? Or are they going to be doing the team developing side of it alongside that? We can help them and point them in direction of some planning and some things that can help them get to the next stage. Really, we want to help our new business owner to have a really solid structure in place. The idea is that we're going to give them some tracks to run on, and I believe these are those tracks. We are so lucky to have this First Steps to Manager book available to us, and obviously it comes in that new business owners start your journey pack as well. And I always explain that these are the tracks to run on, and you know, everything in here. In fact, I kind of share with some new team members, you don't actually really need me. What Forever has in place is incredible, with all of the training. Especially now, there's an abundance of resources for anybody to access online inspiration, training. It's incredible. But the bonus is that I am going to hold your hand, and I'm going to take you through and help you to understand what it is that you need to do given what you want. The First Steps to Manager book's got all these this structure in place, and I absolutely love the 7-day plan. So right from that first planning meeting with the new business owner, I want to leave them with a 7-day plan, already using the documents that we suggest. And the documents that we suggest are there because this business is, we want it to be easily duplicated. We want people to be able to simply copy what we're doing. And so straight away, you're already drawing their attention to this First Steps to Manager book, letting them know where they can access these documents online so they can print them off and have the structure right from the word go. For a new business owner, it is about helping them to understand how this business is going to fit into their lives and around their current circumstances. So if you're able to help them with a bit of a plan for the next 7 days of some of the things you've suggested they maybe get the ball rolling with, then I think it really, really helps them to focus on the team building side or the retail side or what training they're going to watch, that kind of thing. And I was just going to say something and it's completely gone out of my head. So it will come to me. It will come to me. I also use that first business planning meeting to get their first product launches booked in. Now, I think this is a really, really, really important part within that first 90 days of somebody's business, because there's a picture top there of me. That was my first business launch. It was my first product launch. And I always kind of take myself back to how I was feeling when I started my business. I was petrified. I didn't understand aloe vera. I had no idea. And I was grateful to have had the support from my sponsor, who came and shared with people around me what I was doing. And so the idea of a product launch is to help your new business owner to gain some confidence in lots of different areas, actually, I think, to be gaining those customers and maybe start to believe that actually these products might sell and people around them might be interested in them. To reassure them that you are holding their hand. I love to be able to physically show my support to that person, that I will help coach and guide you to do this. It's also a training exercise, isn't it? You know, I remember thinking, gosh, I've learned so much about the different uses of these products and how to be able to share those with people, and also how to talk about the company. So the product launch, I think, serves so many different purposes. And I, explained to the new business owner that it is an amazing way for me to help you to quickly see a return on your investment, because that is what gives people the confidence that actually this might work and actually they are going to see some success here. And not forgetting the business interest. You know, on my first product launch, I invited some friends and family around, like we all have. And one of my friends expressed an interest in earning an extra income, and maybe could I do this? And so sometimes maybe the retail and business link is forgotten. it's a great opportunity to have people in front of you who you can, share the business with. We don't need to go into a full business presentation, but sow seeds that there's a business opportunity that runs alongside these products that they can see in front of them. Yeah, it's a great opportunity to be able to do that. And so, of course, we want our new business owner to book one of these in with your support, or two, depending on what time you've got, to be able to help them to establish this customer base, help them to establish some customers. The reassurance for me, I remember feeling that after my launches, that now my friends and family understood a bit more what I was doing. Maybe it reassured them that I hadn't lost my mind. This business is slightly different, isn't it? It's a different way of working to the majority, shall we say. And it was just really nice then to, moving forward from those launches, to have the support of my friends and family who did understand what I was doing and why I was doing it. It was lovely. Customers that came in, I remember the buzz. I remember the money being handed over or transferred into my account and getting out receipt pads and how that made me feel. So we want to make sure that we're providing this for somebody new in our business. Now, as we know, this webinar is coming to you during a period of time where we can't mix and be with other people too much. And all I've done and been doing is simply switch this process to online. We've been using Zoom, which is obviously the platform you're on right now. You can see a picture there. All I've been doing is encouraging my new FBOs to be inviting in a very similar way. There's the example invites in the First Steps to Manager book, but of course we're not going to be doing it in person. We can't open some FIS together, unfortunately, but we'll just open FIS separately and ask those friends and family to come on, click a link, come and join us, come and find out about Kirsty's new business, for example. And they've been really, really successful. And what we're finding is people don't have to move. They don't have to leave their house. They haven't got to come out and drive in the cold or the wet or the rain or the dark or whatever. They can sit from the comfort of their own home, supporting their loved one with their new business. They can still hear about the business side of things. They can still hear about the products. We've been doing product demonstrations, QVC shopping style. I learned a new skill myself. I'm not sure I'm that great at it, but people can still hear your passion and hear your product stories, which we know are what sell these products. And again, you're still able to offer that FBO, all of that training, that understanding about how we can talk about the products, their uses and things. And it's left new business owners, certainly that I've been working with, feel supported, feel excited, feel reassured, feeling more confident about their new business. So yeah, which is an important part, certainly in the first 90 days of business. And then if it's decided, and if what you've just discussed with your new business owner, if they want to go on and build a team, a really great way to support them to do that at this time is to give them, I have been giving them a personal live business presentation. So for them and their people around them, people that they're really excited to share the business with, or friends and family who want to come and just understand a little bit more about what they're doing, invite them on. Show them the business presentation, let them see. Again, it's a training exercise for that new team member to show them and start to help them to see how we share the business opportunity and encourage them to learn how to talk about the business themselves. We know the business, we're a bit more experienced, and we can show the people around them as well that, one, the support that new business owner is getting, but two, maybe what's possible in this business. It gets the business in front of their network fast. And that's, again, what we need. My first goal when I work with anybody new is I want them to be in profit. I want them to start to see they've got a customer base. And if the team building is what they want to do, I want them to have their first few team members. And I want to really hold their hand as long as they're, as long as they're with me, as long as they're coming along with me on this journey. And being able to have a good number of people in one place doing that at one time, statistics would tell us that is going to help us. To help them to start to grow a team, and again give them the belief that they can do it, that people in their network will be interested in what they're doing despite what they may believe at the time. I think we all started thinking, gosh, is this going to work, and will people be interested? We all had those doubts, and I remember still feeling that even after I'd signed that application form, I'd filled that in. A business presentation as well that you can provide for your new business owners is going to help them to be a bit more confident to do a one-to-one. So we know we've got the 2 presentations, we've got the one-to-one and the business presentation that you can be taking people through, and depending on maybe their relationship or conversations that they've had before will depend on which document you're going to use. But it's a really good idea to draw your new FBO towards the one-to-one, because it's an incredible way of building a business and getting the information to somebody on an individual basis. Also, and I have done a kind of 3-way one-to-ones as well with my new business owners, again showing them how we do that, asking them if they've got anyone that would allow them to practice on us to practice on them. Again, a bit of a training exercise, but gets the information in front of people too. It also doing a business presentation is, you know, I think it allows their network to be a bit more supportive of what they're doing. I find a lot of people say, oh my gosh, you know what, I didn't realise that it was like that. I didn't realise, maybe they've heard of the company or the products before. A lot of people don't understand the business kind of developing side of it. And I absolutely love seeing people's, or having people's eyes open to that. Oh my God, I didn't realise. The other thing, by either doing a 3-way one-to-one with somebody or a business presentation, is it will help that, or help you to show the new FBO how you handle objections. Often when you've got somebody new in your business, they're worried to communicate the business with people because they might be asked something that they don't know the answer to. I'm sure we've all felt like that. But I find, and I'm sure you're the same, that we get asked the same 5 or 6 questions, or we get the objections are common. People say the same thing. Is it this, and what if it's that, and I can't do this, and I haven't got enough time, those kind of things. And if your new business owner can hear you and how you handle those, how you answer those questions, again, they're going to learn how to do that for themselves, which is great to be able to offer them. So we've had a first planning meeting with our new FBO. We've hopefully got some launches booked in the diary, a home business presentation, or some 3-way one-to-ones if appropriate, if they want to go on and build a team. And that's why I feel like I've been able to say to you today, well, when you start working with somebody new in your business, you do this, 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 and this. Because everyone's business is going to be slightly different. They're going to go on slightly different journeys. Some people want to move really fast, some people want to move slower, some people will never want to build a team, and so on. So the first planning session you've done, you've got some launches in, your new business owner is feeling a bit more confident, they've had some sales, they've maybe made their money back on their investment, which is really, really exciting. And we need to continue that you know, that relationship with them, not only a professional relationship, but building a personal relationship with them as well. I think that's really important in this business. And you'll go on and have further planning meetings in the diary with them, so that you can help them to kind of, I call it, have a bit of a job description and understand what it is they'll need to be doing to get where they want to be at the speed they want to get there. And so I believe, or I personally love to do a volume map with that new FBO on the second planning session. And I think it's where they start to, oh, okay, I can start to see it. So if I do that, that will happen. And I remember feeling that myself. It almost kind of brings the marketing plan to life if you're able to set a bit of a job description with them and start to see what they can be doing on their part. And then certainly when we're talking about building a team, and obviously the case credits contribute to a group volume, they start to gain the belief that actually maybe that supervisor promotion that they've secretly had their eye on but haven't dared to commit to might just be doable. And so volume mapping for me is really, really key. I like to do that early on, second planning session for the majority, so that they can start to see the kinds of activity they can be doing either on a monthly or a weekly basis, what kind of results on average that should bring them, and also with the recruitment side, we can start to help them to understand that we're going to be working through some statistics, how many people they'll be needing to speak to. And as I was putting these slides together, I did notice on foreverliving.com, there's if you go on to getting started and then look for the first steps to manager booklet, there's a step-by-step guide of you know, a big written guide about what you can do and how you can be supporting your new business owner through their first few days and weeks, and the planning meetings and things on there. It's really, really good. And again, I'll always make sure that my efforts match and their effort is matched. We don't ever want to have that feeling where we're pulling somebody through the marketing plan. As I said, I want my new FBO to understand that it's their business, and I want them to be saying to me, Claire, I've done that, I've watched that training, what can I be doing now? I've written a really, really fantastic Who Do You Know list, which is something we haven't even touched yet, but of course that goes along with the documents and everything in the First Steps to Manager book, and that's really key. Everyone that works with me will be sick of me going on about a Who Do You Know list, because I didn't do one properly when I started this. I really regret it. So yeah, I've done my Who Do You Know list, and I've done my launches. What can I be doing next? Or, you know, I've got this person that I'm really excited to share the business opportunity with. Can you help me with how to communicate with them? That's the kind of dialogue really that I would expect to be coming from somebody that wanted to see success, rather than me saying, have you done that yet? And do you want to contact people yet? Or how many people have you contacted today? That's quite an uncomfortable place to be as a mentor, I personally feel. So in the next planning meetings, we're going to obviously volume map. We can review how the launches went. We can have a look at how the home business presentation or the live business presentation went. And we can start to help them to see then that now they've seen you do this, they've maybe got some confidence that actually they could do that themselves. And it's about going and helping them, booking that activity in, making sure they've got some activity in their diary. We don't want them to have an empty diary. We want it to be full of activity, helping them with how to get it booked in, how much of it to get it booked in, which is obviously on your volume map. I've put an example here of a retail volume map of the kinds of things that people can be doing now, people joining your team right now. Of course, we can't be in group environments at all at the moment, which is understandable, but there's so much that people can still be doing. I personally feel that I would feel quite uncomfortable introducing somebody to my team right now if I didn't feel that I could help them to see success in their first 90 days. But we absolutely can, and that's been proven with the number of people that I've been bringing in and the success that they're seeing. People going on to their case credits very, very quickly, having goals of wanting to work through the marketing plan very quickly, all through video product demonstrations on an individual basis, online product parties. We've got, of course, the C9, nothing particularly changes there. We can still be promoting this, helping them to understand they can set up a customer group, product challenges, all sorts of things that people can be doing right now to get these products and be sharing their personal experience of these products. Moving forward as well, really helping them to focus on 3 forms of income producing activity. And I think this is really important. My tip, I suppose, is when we're working online, it's easy to perhaps think, well, I'll just focus on my customer group or whatever. We can't do that. We do need opportunities to be able to get these products and this business in front of new people. And there's amazing ways still to do that, of course. So helping them to pick what activities suits them best, suits their lifestyle the best, and making sure that they've got a good understanding of what those activities are, know that they've got enough in their diary to, or in their volume map, to be where they want to be. And then moving forward from that, it's about planning with them. They're going to do the work and you can review it together. How did it go? Where are we? You know, if somebody wants to work quite closely with me, maybe they want to hit the position of supervisor quite quickly, I'll perhaps have weekly planning meetings with them. But this is all decided with us together. You know, I don't want to rush people at the same time. I don't want to, you know, not be running with them quick enough if that's what they want to do. So plan, do, review. That for me is what future planning sessions are all about. How is it going? What kind of results are they getting from the activity that they're doing? How is the communication process going? What are their numbers looking like? How many no's have they had? Helping them to understand the emotional roller coaster that they're on when they start a forever business, and that I'm sure we're all on. Social media as well, I will touch on with my new business owner. I think it's always played an important part in my business, certainly, but even more so now, perhaps, that we're relying a little bit more, or relying on working online a little bit more. And I think that we can really help guide them as to how to be professional, how to have a professional presence online, you know, not going gung-ho, like I see lots of, you know, splashing it all over 3 times a day. You know, we've got lots, we understand now, don't we, how to be professional on social media, and just giving them some guidance and hints and tips on how you run your social media, and you know, perhaps promoting a lifestyle, not too much product spam, all of that kind of thing. I think it's good to give your new FBO some guidance on that. And again, they're going to be watching what you're doing throughout this whole process. It's all very well telling them and giving them some hints and tips, but they want to see you doing it. They're going to be leading by example, and it's really important to remember that you are a leader, and pretty much what you do will be duplicated throughout your business. So really important to take a look at yourself. I'll always help them to see that, as we talked about earlier, mindset plays a huge part in this business, and I'll point them to, these are my two favourite first kind of books or audios to point my new FBO towards. The GoPro I just think is amazing, because for most people, they haven't had experience of a network marketing business. I had no idea I was even in network marketing until I read this book, I'm ashamed to say, a few months into my business even. And so it's really good. I find it just kind of helps them to see why you're getting them to do what you're suggesting they do, why we've got these tracks to run on, why we write a Who Do You Know list, some great ways of how to communicate with people. Certainly GoPro is great for that. And obviously the secret for me is just amazing, and having this attitude and kind of what you're putting out there is probably what you receive, helps people to maintain, I think, and want to have a more positive attitude. So it's really important to discuss that with your new business owner. And just to keep it simple, you know, people new to the business, I find, sometimes can have a tendency to want to kind of overcomplicate it or try to reinvent something that's already in place. And it's nice to be able to try and keep and guide them on the tracks that are already in place. You know, this business has obviously been around a long time and successfully successfully following that business model, that business cycle, and you know, the duplicatable process that we have in place to help people run their business simply from an A4 lever arch folder, pretty much, or two, that I run my business from. So yeah, helping them to remind them to keep it simple. This business is simple, we just do need to follow what's there and be consistent with it. And you know, I think it's quite nice to be able to remind your new team member that results aren't always instant. Sometimes, you know, we do have to be putting in the legwork for the results to come long term. Again, they've probably gained a bit of a customer base right now. You've done some launches for them. They've probably gone on to do some their own product activity, obviously, in their first 90 days of their business, and it's really nice to be able to cover them with how you look after your customers. We want people to stay with us. We want people to be repeat customers, helping them to focus on some of those monthly consumable products so that they're going to have people saying 2 more please or 3 more please. It's a really nice place to be. And again, keeping that focus on income producing activity, having that 7-day plan every week with them, discussing that with them for as long as it takes to help them to be in the routine of doing that themselves. It's really easy to be distracted, I'm sure you'll agree, with everything else that's on offer, but making sure that they have got enough income producing activity in their diary for that week or that month to get them where they want to be. And it's always about reminding that in planning sessions after. I always have a conversation right at the beginning with my new FBO to just check we're still on the same page. I'm just checking that you mentioned this is what you want, this is your goal, is that right? Is that still right? Because then it is in line with what they want. Part of this business, because you know the chances are you're in the business, you've got a bit more experience, you've maybe been exposed to a bit more of what Forever offer and how incredible this Forever family is, and support and the training and everything that's on offer, and also you've probably had more experience of seeing other people be successful as well. And so I love the fact that the idea is that we let them borrow our belief until they find that belief in themselves, because our job is to recognise the small success, allow them to be part of something. It's a big reason why people look at network marketing, is because they want to be a part of something, help them to be involved. And you know, I view it as my job to provide some kind of team spirit for people to want to hang around, to want to be a part of. And a really nice idea as well is if you've introduced somebody into your business who you feel, and you have to be careful with the buddying up process, but if you feel are similar, maybe they've got similar goals, maybe similar circumstances, maybe, you know, both got a great attitude, it's really nice to buddy them up together and say, hey, you know, you're at similar positions in your business, it might be nice for you to bounce ideas off each other. Yeah, so, you know, encouraging your new FBO as well to involve themselves as much as they can. You know, if I know with somebody new that I've introduced, if I can see them really active and engaging, perhaps on a team page we've got on Facebook, or maybe they're coming to events, or they're on the trainings, that for me is a really, really good sign. That's somebody that I want to invest my time in. they want to be a part of something. They want to develop friendships within the business, and they're really, really, really important as well. You can, I think there's a lot that, you know, that we can do to influence somebody's journey, not with what we physically do necessarily always to support them, but helping that new person understand what they need to do themselves to see the success that they're looking for. We do, I'm going to just stop sharing my screen there because that is the end of my slides. But what I really, really love to share with somebody, and feel it's really important to let that FBO know, is that it's their business and that our job is to help them to become as independent as possible. That doesn't mean we want to rush them through a training process and just let them get on with it. But the idea is for everybody in this business that we help people, we almost help them serve that apprenticeship. That's how I felt, certainly until I grew a manager business. Then I did become a bit more independent, and it gave me more time then, or gave my mentor more time to go and work with new people. And that's what we want to encourage here as well. We don't want to have our FBOs reliant on us all the time, because when you're working your business might be slightly different to when they're working their business. So encourage them to be independent is a top tip of mine. Right, how long have we been talking? Longer than I thought. Oh my gosh. Right, let me go and have a look and see if we've got any questions in the chat. Okay, do I use the product launch cards? I do, and I love the fact that they are in the Start Your Journey pack. They are, and it's fantastic to know that even online, in particular, that I'm sat there. In fact, I've got them ready. I've literally got a business launch station here because I've been launching lots of new businesses. Do you know what's really exciting as well? I've been doing 2 a night. It's exciting, isn't it? You can get lots in, but working from home, take advantage of what we're doing online at the moment. So this product launch cards, and your new FBO can have them in front of them as well, and it will show them just how easy this is. I've been in the business 6.5 years and I follow the product launch cards. If I can do it, they can too. Absolutely. Okay, we'll see if there's any more. There are a lot of questions, and I'm worried I won't get to answer them all, but I will try my best. I don't want to keep you too long. Okay, sorry. So I did one of the volume maps that I have shared is one that we just created for our team. A volume map is basically a list of income producing activity that I think that anyone could just produce themselves. And so our Aloe Life is just a team customer group that we have. And Tune In Tuesday is just what we do to help have our customers have something to listen into every Tuesday. We might share a product of the week or some hints and tips and that kind of thing. Facebook, I talk a lot about my personal profile on Facebook, and certainly when I'm starting to work with a new forever business owner, that tends to be, it doesn't have to be Facebook, whatever platform that you use or they use, or Instagram or LinkedIn, whatever it is, just give them some hints and tips on how to have the best start on there. Oh, thank you. There's been some really nice feedback. That's good. As I was doing it, I thought, you know what? Is it a topic that I can do justice? I hope I have. Yes, when doing a new person's launch, I do get them to do a bit of the speaking. Thank you, Tina, because that will help them to come out of their comfort zone a little bit as well. I always want that person to share with their friends and family why they've started their business. And it's not coming from me. I don't want to share that with them. They need to hear and see that they're really happily involved and excited about their new business and what it's going to give them, and maybe some of the support they've received along the way. And I'll also ask them to share a couple of their favourite products. We'll get them to, they have their Start Their Journey box with them, and they can be showing them some of their products, because remember, the whole business is based on personal recommendation. So I feel like I can talk about these products, absolutely, but that person's friends and family are going to listen to them a lot more than they're going to listen to me. They don't know me too well. They've probably only just met me, or never, if it's online. So yeah, it's really great to encourage them to do some of the talking themselves. Who do you know list is really, really important. I can see some questions on there. There's lots of who do you know list questions actually. So when I'm working with somebody new, I do really expect them to spend a lot of time on their who do you know list in the beginning, because without a who do you know list, I can't really help them with identifying people that they either want to share the business or the product with. And I set that expectation right from the first planning meeting. I expect you to have worked really hard on that list by the time we have our second planning meeting again. And it's almost like I do set them those objectives, and that's all on their 7-day plan, and they understand that we need that to have been done so we can take you on to the next bit. And also that's how you know then that they want this like you want it for them. So who do you know list, you know, shouldn't be just a couple of pages long. Everybody knows, an adult knows at least 500 people. Any social media sites they're on, phone books, address books, doing a timeline of their life, using the memory jogger in the First Steps to Manager book. There's loads on there. Exercises like frogs and steam to be able to expand their who do you know list. And there's lots of things right now that we can still be doing to expand our who do you know list, which is why I've really talked quite a bit about launches and product parties, because that's a great way to be expanding your who do you know list right now. Asking friends and family if they fancy having a bit of a girls' night in one Friday or Wednesday, whenever it's suitable, and invite their friends on to come and hear about some products, share a glass of gin together or whatever it is. You're then able to add those new people that you've met through that product party to your who do you know list. If you're able to get out and about and do experience packs, I don't know what the current situation with that is, but referrals from there. Using your customer group to ask for referrals. There's lots of ways that you can still be building relationships online. And, you know, I think we're not going to have to worry about this too much. I do think that we'll be able to be out and about, maybe not in massive group environments, but you know, there's always the opportunity to be adding names to your who do you know list. Okay, let's see if there's any more questions. What social media should I follow? In terms of to keep in touch with what's on offer from Forever, do you mean? I'm not really sure what that question means. If it does, you may have been added to a group environment, a team environment on Facebook. If you haven't, I can't believe the amount of training that Forever, the company, are providing for us, and it's all advertised on their social media, and it's all advertised on Forever Knowledge as well. If you don't have Forever Knowledge, their own social media, Forever Living UK events, there's posters that are put out each week that tell you what's going on. It's really incredible. You know, pop the ones in the diary that you think are going to really help you. Often the recordings are available as well. Or which products do I focus on initially? The ones in the Start Your Journey pack, because they're the best selling. The best selling products that Start Your Journey pack have been put together for a reason, because they're the products that new FBO is probably going to be able to sell the quickest. You know, lots of the personal care items. I love it when people purchase things like toothpaste and deodorant. I think obviously the gels, we want them to be exposed to the gels because that's that monthly consumable products I talked about before. So yeah, the products in the Start Your Journey pack. Okay, any more? Oh, thank you so much for the lovely feedback. That has been so amazing, because I was a bit worried about this topic, I'm not going to lie. I think I've pretty much covered most of the questions. Thank you for your time this morning. Thank you for coming and joining me. I think it's time to be excited. And I do think that this topic is a really important one, because we know the company as a whole has seen massive growth in terms of the number of people that are getting started with us. So we don't just want to have people joining our team and just letting them fend for themselves and crack on. We want to be known as the company that provide this amazing support and help people to get out of this business what they want. If you've got a bit of a plan in place on how you take a new FBO through their first 90 days, getting them into some profit, giving them that belief that this business will work, helping them to grow in confidence by holding their hand and showing and launching and providing business presentations, then that's not only going to see them have a great start, but also benefit you as well and help you to achieve what you've set out to achieve for this year and beyond. I hope you are making the most of this time, perhaps that lots more people have, to look at the business opportunity, to get started with their business. Now that we're not able to do as much socialising, people do have a little bit more time and have maybe realised that as well, or maybe realised that they have or crave a better work-life balance, which is what's on offer here, isn't it? Perhaps they've realised they don't like their commute and they quite like working from home. Get out there, share that information, be really consistent on your social media as well, because people will be coming to you, maybe who've been watching you for a little while. And so if we know that we've got great tracks to run on, we're able to provide a bit of a structure to help that new team member work their way through that first 90 days, then they're going to be happy, and so are you. Take care. Have a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing everybody at some big forever party or team party when this is all over. Take care. Speak soon.